Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Ali here. Hope you're having an amazing time. And today I am off topic. This is the beginning of the challenge and I love that because there are lots of people as at the beginning, uh, lots of new people and you're all interacting, we're all making contact, we're all exchanging a little bit of our experiences with language learning and all those kind of things. And I usually try to be somewhat active in the communities, a little bit participative. Sometimes I don't have how to do it during the week, but at least at the weekend I like to take a couple of minutes to uh, see the new people and see maybe if they hadn't received feedback, I may listen to the audios in the languages that I can do it and provide some kind of feedback. It's not always a correction, but to welcome them, to make them feel integrated with us. And while I was doing that this weekend, I noticed something. Of course, that I may have seen this before, and I've done that before, but I don't know why this time it really caught my attention. And it was how often people excuse themselves by the language learning. So there were lots of messages like, I'm sorry for my Spanish, I'm sorry for my English, I'm sorry for my mistakes, and this kind of things, and these apologies. And of course, that I'm not saying that people should not do that. I don't think I am in the place to tell anyone what they should be doing or not. And I must confess that I've done that in the past, particularly with English. That was my first foreign language, and would start, instead of saying hi, how are you, I would say I'm sorry for my English, I'm sorry for my English. After I would start the conversation like that and say that after every sentence. So at the end of the conversation, I'm sorry for my English, I'm sorry for my English, I'm sorry for my English. I don't really know when that changed, but it has, and nowadays I'm completely unapologetic when it comes to my English or any of the other languages I speak. And the reason why is because I don't really know many changes, but the thing is, I honestly, looking back, I just don't see why you would do it. Um, I think that if you are taking the step, um, stepping out of a comfort zone, um, dedicating your time and your intellectual capabilities to do something, to learn a language, and then you are communicating with another person in their native language, it's actually something valuable. It is actually something worthy. It's actually something that you've put, you set yourself up to do it. You put your heart into it. You put your time into it. There's nothing, absolutely nothing, to be apologetic about. Actually, and I was thinking about it when people speak my mother language with me, and I noticed that every time someone, maybe they don't even know how to speak long, they just know one or two sentences, sometimes one or two words, but they still try to make this effort of saying something in my native language. I think it's so thoughtful, I think it's so considerate, and I would never I don't know, feel bad because they are making mistakes. I actually feel honored, I feel flattered that they are doing this because in the end they didn't actually have to. I know that English is a global language and you're probably thinking, but I have to learn English. But it's still, I don't think it's something you have to be apologetic for. And making mistakes is part of the learning process, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. Maybe I can understand that it's more of something we do for politeness, and maybe we don't actually mean it, but I still think it's unnecessary because you're putting this barrier in front of your communication. Um, I know that speaking is a complicated thing for most language learners at the beginning, particularly, but maybe even if you've been studying for some time, you may still be someone who doesn't actually um, like speaking much, or you have problem interacting with people you don't know, and then there's a language that is not yours, and there are lots of things going on, but then you are overthinking about mistakes that may have not even happened, and you already have this fear in your mind. I'll make mistakes, I'll make a complete fool of myself, which I think is such a wrong mindset to be in, such a wrong headspace. And then you are telling someone that, and you're putting that barrier, the person is just trying to talk to you, and probably they know that you are not a native speaker of the language, that you are trying to learn the language, and you're still making them more eager to notice mistakes and to judge you and this kind of things. I think this is a barrier that doesn't need to be there. So these are the reasons why I am completely unapologetic about my language skills. Right this month, I started making recordings in Italian, which is a language that I think it's beautiful. And I can understand some things because I studied Italian very shortly a couple of years ago. As I speak Portuguese and French, I can understand some of the things, but um, I've never really learned that. I never really tried to. And now when I am actually making this effort to speak Italian, I know that there are lots of words I don't know. I know there are lots of things that I'm doing wrong. I know there are lots of mistakes. But um, I'm not sorry. I'm completely not sorry. I have absolutely no regrets. And so, again, I know I'm actually just ranting. I just saw that got my attention, that I felt like talking about it. I don't want to change anyone's mind, but it's just a reflection. And maybe if you are watching this, you can tell me what you think about it. Anyway, thank you very much for your patience and for your help. That's all for me for today. Finally, ending this video. Hope to see you soon. Wishing you an amazing week. Bye bye.